Okay, now we're gonna read a little bit on Dan. Thank you. On just for a second. I received a Facebook message from Dan around March 2011. In his friend request, he reminded me that he was the drunk guy who bumped into my wheelchair at VisionCon the month before. So, this grown man who was drunk ran into you. I know, isn't it right? I'm loving the sun too. It's not so cold that I have to be out here and like freezing my ass off. I'm loving the feel of the sun. It's been so cold. I'm enjoying it. And it does just hit just right. But, okay, so Dan, you know, on Kale's podcast, she's like, I don't want to slap any kind of labels on Dan. When Kale blatantly asked Gypsy, is Dan a PDF? And she's like, oh, no, I don't do labels. You know, I don't like when people use labels with me. Anyway, the dude hopped in her DMs when he thought she was 15. At this point, they had not even had a conversation. You know what I'm saying? He had only bumped into her at VisionCon. So he's a 30-year-old dude jumping in her DMs at the time thinking she's 15. That's pretty sick. And it kind of changes the way you feel about Dan, because now we know it was never a time that, oh, he knew she was 19 but was playing 15 and then hit on her. No. The whole time he thought she was 15, hit her up in the DMs, and then later after they got to talking, she tells him, I'm 19 and I can walk. And she actually tells him a bunch of stuff. Which I don't know if I believe that, because if you told all this, we'll get there. I'm jumping ahead. I'm sorry. Okay. She then says, Dan was much older than me, in his 30s, and I thought I was 15. I had already exhibited daddy issues as I grew to have a mad crush on him. So she was honest about the daddy issues. Mama obviously didn't know I was spending months talking to Dan, exploring who I could be if I was allowed to be my own person. What color would my hair be if it grew in? What? For one, girl, it ain't like you were bald-headed all your damn life. Your hair was like this long when you were younger. And the color of the hair obviously wasn't that damn important, because, honey, as soon as she was off these damn documentaries, she went to shaving it. But she comes down here and she says, okay, keep in mind, she just said all this stuff she's doing with Dan. Then it comes down here. I've never done any rebelling. You know, look, where'd it go? Which is crazy, because she did do rebelling. She just didn't get caught. But if she didn't get caught, she doesn't count it. But yeah, she comes down here and where's she gonna? Dan was the first person I ever told I could walk. I unburdened myself to him, telling him how my mother told stories to people, who she scolded me if she saw me accidentally move my legs, and how I was becoming increasingly worried about going to specialists. I was always high when talking to Dan. Yeah. I was always high when talking to Dan, dreaming about moving away with him, being quirky and silly. One day, well, where did it go? I lost my damn spot where she flat out says, oh, here it is. Dan and I communicated through phone calls on a government burner phone, one of 3 that Mama had. I hadn't done any rebelling yet. She didn't catch you, but you were running around with that wang dang, honey. You were trying to get that wang dang. I don't even know why you're trying to play in here. You know what I'm saying? If you haven't read the book, it's definitely an interesting read, and I'm telling you, I have had that damn audiobook since it got put out. I got it like 2 weeks after she put it out, and there was so much I didn't notice. I guess because when I was listening, I was doing stuff like cleaning and things like that, but there's just so much I don't know. Hey girl, hey, happy Tuesday. Okay, we're going to go to chapter 8. We're just going to start. Alon, I don't know. She uses all these words that she probably didn't even know what the hell they meant, but it means, let's go. Maybe Mama really had magic powers, because in the months leading up to my second escape attempt in 2012, I knew by the way she increased her surveillance of me that she sensed I was up to something. I couldn't even go to the bathroom without asking permission. It took months. Hang on, because I highlight when I go through stuff. Sorry. It took months to regain Mama's trust after she unleashed me from the bedpost. If I had been allowed to walk, it would have been on eggshells, as I did everything in my power not to upset her. I took my medicine and wore my oxygen at night. The ruse now an open flesh wound, but still ongoing. It was our normal, and I needed it back. So at least she'd take the bell off the back door. What kept me going was the hope of an escape, and the hope that was crammed in a backpack hidden behind the couch. That the painkillers, what? How did she say that? That and painkillers. That's another thing, is Gypsy pops these pills all by herself. Thanks, girl. Thanks, fam. Hey, girl. Hey. Gypsy popped pills all by herself. Like, there was no need for Dee Dee to drug her up when Gypsy was running around that house popping Vicodin and Oxy every chance she fucking got, you know? So why would Dee Dee need to give her anything? Excuse me, guys. My nose running. Sorry. I feel like she blended parts of fan. Oh, me too. Me too. I definitely feel like she added a crap ton of stuff in here to cause people to have like an emotional reaction, to give that shock factor. Thank you. Sorry, I lost my page. But yeah, me too. I definitely feel the same, friend. Okay. That and the painkillers. I didn't know if it was my nervous energy, but she was tipped off and went on one of her maniacal searches of the house. She ransacked my bedroom, not exactly knowing what she was looking for, but likely thinking she'd know it when she saw it. I followed her in my wheelchair crying, "What are you doing? What are you looking for? What did I do?" Girl, you know what you did. And she had to have been doing something too for Dee Dee to have been like, you're up to something. If you have kids, you know what I'm talking about. We don't just go, thanks girl, we don't just go on our kids. The kids do something that causes us to be suspicious, and so we start paying attention. Gypsy was doing shit, and this is in 2012, okay? This is right before she gets to messing around with old Nicky Poo. Hey girl, hey Christy. Okay, what did I do? After she dumped all my drawers, she continued to the living room. I slickly maneuvered my wheelchair to block the couch cushion. I was a human compass arrow that led the pirate right to its booty. Move out of the way, my mother said, eyes darting. I knew I couldn't deny the evidence. Can't you just let me leave? Let me go? I pleaded, looking past her to the kitchen table where her favorite talisman, an old-fashioned Chinese dagger, lay. Okay? She now sees where a dagger is laying. Gypsy has got her eye on a knife. Interesting. Now this again, Gypsy. I thought we moved past that. She sounded like I was begging her to let me go to the mall or to even date Dan, who wanted nothing to do with me after she told everyone that he was a pervert and a chomo, which isn't true. We know that's not true from the evidence. She kept up shit with him until the very end. I won't bother you, and you'll never see me again, I say, saying the reverse of what she wanted to hear. And I don't know if that's true, because Dee Dee was looking up homeless shelter, so she did kind of feel like she wanted Gypsy gone at some point. Rushing to the kitchen table, I swiped the dagger and grabbed a .22 caliber BB gun. Somebody look up what a .22 caliber BB gun looks like. Look at it. Please, somebody look it up. Just get you a little iPad. I'll go get mine. Somebody look it up. Because if you look up what a .22 caliber... if you look up what a .22 caliber BB gun is, it's like a motherfucking rifle. Gypsy always posted stuff about Dan online. I don't know if I saw a post, but I do remember reading an article. I think it was Megan Pack's article where, thank you, Onward, where she does tell someone that he is a PDF file. She says that to them. Now, she hasn't said it since she got freedom, but from what I read, she did at one time call him that. I think Dee Dee was scared of her. Oh, yeah. I mean, come on now. Come on, that's her kid, and she done ran down on her with a BB gun she thought was real and ran to a table, okay? That's another thing. Rushing over to the kitchen table. How the fuck was she going to rush anywhere? Who you rushing by, girl? In that wheelchair. You know what I'm saying? There's no way she rushed over to that over to that damn table in that wheelchair and got that dagger before Dee Dee would have been able to get her. She got up and she ran to a knife. That is what she did. She ran and got a knife after she had already had a BB gun. But if you look up, at least when I looked up what a .22 caliber hey girl, hey, good morning, happy Tuesday. When I looked up what a .22 caliber BB gun was, it was like a long rifle. I didn't find one that was just like a little hand one, so I thought that was interesting too. Yeah, I know. Some of this she does, you know, what's in her book, though, like there's some parts that are in the book that aren't in that audio book. There's a whole chapter, almost a whole page, where she is talking about her microdeletion that she just completely takes out of the audio book. I'm guessing, damn, I didn't bring my drink out here with me. I'm guessing when she, you know, because she had co-writers or whatever, I'm guessing whenever they wrote it, maybe she thought it sounded good, but then she read it in the audiobook. Nope, take it out. We ain't doing that. But yeah. Okay. Rushing to the kitchen table, I swiped the dagger and grabbed a .22 caliber BB gun she picked up at Walmart. Okay, so she double-fisted. I thought if I aimed the gun at her, she'd back off. Out of fear, I pulled the trigger and offloaded 10 BBs at her, creating tiny slits in her flesh. Now, this is interesting because I remember a couple months ago, some of her friends were on live arguing about the fact, no, only one BB hit her. In her book, it says she offloaded 10 BBs and made tiny slits in Dee Dee's skin. So obviously she was hit. She was hit more than just once. I know. But that's another thing, Bethany, is whenever she describes anything in this book, if she's talking about SA, like child SA, it is described in the most fucked up way. I would never describe things that have happened to me in my life like that. And I've had some fucked up shit happen to me. Okay? Thank you. Never, not once, would I dream of describing my SA. Oh, he was trying to get to my honey pot. What? Yeah, because that is exactly what it's called in this motherfucker. Her honey pot. It's disgusting. Hang on. Yeah, yep, it did. I don't know how many of those marks were actually BBs, but she was marked up. And there's even places on the back of her neck, in her head, where, thank you guys, where the doctor was documenting, you know, this is an open wound. This is bruised. So, yeah, she was definitely hit multiple times. And I think that Gypsy chased her from that living room area down the hall. Or not that way, though. I meant like from her bedroom. I think Gypsy came out of her bedroom down the hall to the living room. Oh my gosh, thank you. This is so cute. Thanks, guys. That's what I think. And even on the medical document, it shows like, you know, a body on the medical thing, and it shows little spots. And there's one on Dee Dee's neck right here, and there's one on Dee Dee's head right there. And if you look at the crime scene photos, the bullets, the BB bullets, the bullet holes start in Gypsy's room. In my opinion, they do not start in that fucking living room. They come out of the bedroom. There's two that hit her wall, toon, toon. Then it comes out into the living room and goes down. In my opinion, Gypsy was in her room waiting or arguing, whatever, I don't know, but she was in that room, and that's when she started shooting. And I think she chased her mom down that hallway. And Dee Dee covered for this, you know. Thank you. Yeah, it was CO2. So the bullets are like little CO2 pellets, you know what I mean? They're like little roundish square pellets. They're fucking painful, though, because I had a pellet gun and my brother had a BB gun when we was growing up, and they are painful. They hurt. Because it's a CO2 gun, you know. It's got that CO2 cartridge in there. So it's coming out there. It's coming out of there pretty fast. I forgot how long between... she did in the book, she makes this one whole big thing. She said, and I don't think that's how it went down. I think there was two separate times, but she says that she pulled the dagger and the BB gun out at the same time. You know, she rushes over to the table, she grabs the dagger, you know, hang on. Rushing to the kitchen table, I swiped the dagger and grabbed the .22 caliber BB gun. So now we have a dagger and a gun just sitting out on the table. It's just chilling. You know, come on, man. You're lying. I don't think Dee Dee would leave a gun out like that. Hey, for one, even if it is a pellet gun, I just don't see her doing that. But we can't ask, because Gypsy made sure that there was only going to be one story that was ever told. One side of this story was going to be the only side that was ever told, and it was hers. And she made sure of that. Good morning, baby. Good morning, honey. Happy Tuesday. Okay. I thought if I aimed the gun at her, she'd back off. Out of fear, I pulled the trigger and offloaded 10 BBs at her, creating tiny slits in her flesh. You shot me. She backed her way into the bathroom, double-fisted with weaponry. I followed her. Keep in mind, this girl is supposed to be terrified of Dee Dee, and she has now unloaded the clip, and she's got a dagger on her, and she is still following Dee Dee into the bathroom. Not Dee Dee coming at her, not the other way around. It is Gypsy going after Dee Dee after already attacking her double-fisted with weaponry. Just saying. I followed her until I was wedged in the doorway. Give me my bag. I want to go. I came at her with the gun, now empty, and just held the dagger up while she sat on the toilet. She held the dagger up while her mom is sitting on the toilet. Does this sound like somebody who's terrified? Hey, babe. Does it sound like somebody who's scared for their life? No. It sounds like a motherfucker who gives zero fuck. Okay, that's what it sounds like. Why can't I be like other kids? Keep in mind, she's 21, I believe. 22. Around 21, 22 at this time. And she is saying, why can't I be like other kids? This surge of heat released from the top of my head. I could feel my arms quivering and my voice trembling. I didn't know frustration could feel this way. Like you want to twist your own head off and throw it at someone. Why did you shave my head? Girl, why are you still shaving your head? You know? Oh, goodness. Why can't I be like Aaliyah? Why is my life this way? Because you lied at a very young age for that attention, and then it spun out of control. And you never let it get any kind of, you just let it get out of control. You kept lying. You kept acting like you had a mental defect. Girl, you played this part. You did this. But it's all Dee Dee. All the questions. I was mad about Dan, and about the dog's lease, and about the cow's tongue, the loneliness, the shame, the period pull-up diapers, the pills that made me drowsy. Yet, just on one page ago, she's talking about how she was always high talking to Dan. But it's her mom. It's her mom. The pills that made me drowsy, the surgeries. I wanted a dad. I wanted a friend. I wanted to laugh. I wanted to listen to the Backstreet Boys. I love you, she said, pressing her fingers against her bleeding flesh wounds. Her bleeding flesh wounds. Again, that means she was shot more than once. You are my heart, and I can't live without my heart. And then I asked the question that had been the source of so much frustration. Why can't you let me go? Because I need you. I put the dagger down, but held on to the empty gun. Please stay, she begged. I released all that pent-up anger. I felt a relief, then remorse. I saw her flesh wounds, and I felt sorry and apologetic that it had escalated to this. I had forgotten that she said she hated me in the alley. That's from, if she... we'll get to that. If you don't know what happened in the alley, 2 chapters before this, Gypsy, she does something. I can't remember what it is, but she gets caught doing something on the phone or online, and her mom, they're staying at a hotel in Kansas City. Her mom puts her in the car, and she drives her to a dark alley, a back alley, and then her mom just started punching her. Thanks, cooks. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much. Whatever y'all, look here, I'm going to try to go to VisionCon in a couple of months. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. My money is funny, but I'm going to try to start going live, and whenever I fucking can, I'm going to try to put it towards going. I want to go so fucking bad, dude. I want to go bad. I want to go bad enough my ass jumped on a live stream. I want to go, not VisionCon, but CrimeCon. Did I say VisionCon? But I want to go to CrimeCon. Amber and Nancy and all them, I think they're going. Are you going too? I really want to go. I really want to go, but my money's been so funny. So whatever y'all seeing, I'm putting back. I'm going to try my best to get up in there. But yeah, so she says that her mother took her to a back alleyway and started punching her legs. Just sit there and started punching her legs. Girl, I thought I said VisionCon too, Sam. I'm not going to no fucking VisionCon. My bad. I meant CrimeCon. I really want to go. I saw everybody's stuff last year. Thank you, Al. I saw everybody's stuff last year. It looks so much freaking. No, I don't have a GoFundMe. We're not going. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Whatever I make off my videos, if I make extra, these last 2 months on TikTok have been kind of crazy for every creator, not just me. Like, thank you guys. Whatever the US did to TikTok when they completely took it over, it speaks volumes. The fact that China was, thank you. The fact that China was willing to pay us like we were working a job. If you were making good content, they were paying you like you were working a job. You could pay your bills. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thank you. It's in May. It's May 29th through 31st. And a friend of mine, Amber has a ticket. If I can go, she has a ticket, but I have to do things like get my flight. I have to have